Good evening, everyone. We are the Group 4, and tonight we are going to present to you the audit software that we chose, which is ADAudit Plus software. So, what is ADAudit Plus software? So, Manageengine ADAudit Plus is a Windows auditing, security, and compliance solution. Its key features include comprehensive logon auditing, detailed change monitoring, real-time risk alerting, and streamlined compliance reporting for Active Directory, Azure AD, file servers, Windows servers, and workstations. So it mainly focuses its audit on the IT department, which includes the company software and the employees involved in the department. So what does an IT department actually do? So members of the IT department often works behind the scenes, maintaining the systems and technology that other employees use to communicate and complete their work. So what is an IT department responsible for? So generally, IT departments are responsible for managing a company's ability to automate tasks through software, web programs, networks, and technical hardware equipment. So they facilitate the sharing of information, ensuring that the right people have access to workflow information, and documenting user interactions. So IT departments teach new employees how to input and access data, install new programs, and update devices to improve their performance. For example, the IT department makes sure employees can access the software tools they need to track and submit their work. So they create and adjust websites code so employees can use different web tools and track their projects in a centralized database. So IT departments will work on projects such as website and app development, hardware installations, managing video conferencing servers, resolving network disruptions, upholding cybersecurity standards, and troubleshooting issues with. So what is an IT audit? IT audit is a process wherein you evaluate and examine the organization's IT infrastructure, policies, and operations. So it covers a wide range of software applications, security systems, operating systems, and more. So an IT audit is essential to ensure that your system is not vulnerable to any threats or to any attacks. So the main objective of an IT audit is to evaluate the availability of computer systems, the security and confidentiality of the information within the system, and if the system is accurate, reliable, and timely. So why is IT auditing necessary? So for organizations to get ahead with competitors in today's market, so investing in information technology ensures data availability and confidentiality. So but external and internal threats are increasing every day, and your IT systems can be exposed to multiple threats. Thus the reason for an IT audit. So why do we need ADAudit Plus? So more and more organizations, regardless of size or industry, are recognizing the value of conducting regular internal and external IT audits. So the benefits are many. IT auditing can help you improve security, pass compliance audits, and optimize IT operations. So, but all too often, the process is far more cumbersome and time-consuming than it needs to be. So ADAudit Plus, it is a UBA-driven change auditing solution that helps ensure accountability, security, and compliance across your AD file servers, Windows servers, and workstations. So as our presentation goes on, you will learn how ADAudit Plus software can help ease your auditing burden and help you achieve your goals with far less effort.
So bago natin i-discuss kung ano ba yung ADAudit Plus, let's take a look first kung sino ba yung nag-develop nun. So formerly known as AdventNet Incorporation, Zoho Corporation started its operations in 1996. It was profitable since its inception and expanded into the Japanese market with network management software by 2001. It is a privately held technology company with customers spread across the globe. So, yung organization na to, millions of users na yung meron sila around the world at nag-offer sila ng diverse range of products and services. As they diversified, nagkaroon sila ng 4 na division which are Manageengine, Zoho.com, QNTRL, and Trainer Central. So, dito sa Manageengine, dyan nakapaloob yung software natin which is yung ADAudit Plus. Manageengine's purpose is to bring IT together. It is a comprehensive IT management software for all your business needs. No frills, R&D driven. 100% customer focus. Zoho Corporation believes in providing customers with the best software at affordable prices. So they create beautiful software to solve business problems, but as much as Zoho Corporations love their software, ang pinaka-valuable asset para sa kanila ay ang kanilang mga tao. They are committed and they invest more sa product development and customer support kaysa sa sales and marketing. Kaya kung mapapansin nyo din mamaya, sobrang mababa din yung presyo ng kanilang software. So ngayong nakita at nalaman na natin ano ba yung background ng nag-develop sa ating software, alamin naman natin ngayon kung ano ba itong software na to. So what is ADAudit Plus? Manageengine ADAudit Plus is a real-time change auditing and reporting software that can 1. Monitor your Active Directory, Azure AD, Windows file servers, member servers, and workstations, and it helps you adhere to regulations. 2. It transforms raw and noisy event log data into actionable reports. Dito makikita kung may ginagawa bang changes sa server, sino yun, kailan, saan. Malalaman yan in just a few clicks. And lastly, it identify anomalous activities. So, kaya niya mag-detect ng potential threats using UBA or User Behavior Analytics. So, mamaya, yung next reporter, magkakaroon pa yan ng further discussions para makita nyo ano ba yung mga features ng software na to. So, paano ba tayo magkakaroon ng ganitong software? Ang ADAudit Plus, available yan sa PC. Merong 30 days free trial kung gusto mo muna makita at ma-explore first-hand yung software. Meron yung free edition nila, it includes auditing and collecting data across 25 workstations, and it can also generate reports using log data collected during evaluation. Pero kung gusto naman ng additional features, pwede mag-subscribe but it comes with corresponding fees. Meron tayo dyan standard edition na it only worth $600 annually na yon, and also professional edition which cost almost $1,000 pero annually na din. So now let's take a look why businesses choose ADAudit Plus. So from Diego Pontes, he is a Technisa SA, so meaning he is from a real estate company. He said, "This tool helps me be in command of the technical environment in my Active Directory network. It is easier to find logs and manage them more effectively. The low cost for the many features got our attention." So, sobrang madali daw gamitin at madaling hanapin yung logs at manage sila effectively using yung software na to. Tapos, yung sobrang baba din kasi ng presyo niya, katulad ng sabi ko kanina, almost $600 lang yung standard edition annually na. So, not bad yun kasi $50 lang siya per month. So, sobrang worth it. So, next, sabi naman ni Hussein Akbaba, he is from RMK Marine from the Information Technologies Department. So, he said, "I highly recommend ADAudit Plus. Now, I can easily monitor user logins, file deletions or modifications, and changes in AD, and report them as reports. The friendly UI and product support before and after purchases are excellent. So, sabi niya nga, sobrang daling gamitin nito, sobrang user-friendly daw. Tapos, dahil madali daw siya makapag-monitor, lalo na ng mga file deletions, mga modifications, mga changes, madali daw niya yun nagagawa ng report. So lastly, kay Matt Cranson, he is a network administrator from Morbark Incorporated. So he said, thanks to ADAudit Plus, our daily task of file restoration and tracking owners of the file and Active Directory changes has reduced by 85%. So, sobrang laking pagbabago simula nung nagamit niya yung ADAudit Plus dahil nabawasan ng 85% yung trabaho niya dahil mas madali na daw niyang mahanap, ma-track yung mga owners ng mga bawat files. So very convenient talaga nitong ADAudit Plus. Sobrang worth it at talagang user-friendly siya and it just comes in a very low cost.
We will now discuss the 10 features that makes ADAudit Plus a one-stop IT auditing solution. First is real-time change notification. In here, you instantly get alerted on who performed what change, when, and from where. With ADAudit Plus, it has Active Directory change monitoring, where it proactively tracks and records any changes made to your Active Directory, including those made to your users, computers, groups, OUs, GPOs, schema, sites, configuration, FSMO roles, and more. Next is Windows logon monitoring. So, we continuously track user logon activity and audit everything from logon failures to logon history. ADAudit Plus ensures complete visibility into Active Directory, allowing you to track, respond to, and mitigate malicious logon and log-off activity instantly. Real-time alerts notify you immediately about possible malicious intent. Alerts are categorized by critical, trouble, or attention, so you can quickly identify the severity of an alert. You can also associate alerts with scripts for automated action. The third one is account lockout analysis. So as stated here, receive alerts about lockouts and analyze the reason by tracking down the source of authentication failure. So how does this happen? Using ADAudit Plus, we resolve account lockouts the smart way. We spot account lockouts faster by generating instant notifications when critical user accounts are locked out with details such as locked out time, machine, and more. You can audit account lockouts, view their statuses, and check for stale credentials in services, applications, and scheduled tasks. Aside from these, it restores operations by locating locked out AD accounts due to faulty network drive mappings or disconnected remote desktop sessions. Also, it monitors and reports on all AD lockouts to address compliance requirements. This way, we meet external regulatory mandates. Let's also discuss the detect indicators of compromise with Account Lockout Analyzer. ADAudit Plus detects insider threats by monitoring AD accounts for an unusual time or volume of lockouts using User Behavior Analytics or UBA. It mitigates brute force attacks using ADAudit Plus automated threat response to disconnect rogue users' machines from your network. It identifies negligent insiders effectively. Lastly, it analyzes and reports on all account lockouts and unlock events to generate clear, concise audit records as legal evidence. File change monitoring. Get information regarding who changed which file or folder, when and from where across your Windows, NetApp, EMC, Synology, Huawei, and Hitachi file systems. Know the who, what, when, and where behind every change. Track successful and failed attempts to make changes to files and folders. Define thresholds to spot mass change events and get notified via email and SMS when the thresholds are breached and execute scripts to automate response. Well, you might think that the first and fourth feature are the same, since I almost sound like I repeated the discussion. Well, no, although they are pretty much similar. So, the first feature, it monitors Active Directory while this fourth feature monitors changes in file. We also have security and compliance auditing. Leverage user behavior analytics and instant alerts to mitigate threats. ADAudit Plus has insider threat detection software that leverage user behavior analytics that instantly spot insider threat indicators like multiple failed logons, user activity anomalies, privilege escalations, lateral movement, data mishandling, and data exfiltration. Sixth is the Azure AD auditing. Track changes and sign-ins in Azure AD and gain a correlated view of activity happening across hybrid environments. With Azure Reporting Tool, you get full visibility into all changes and logons occurring on your Azure Active Directory. In here, we have logon auditing, user and device change auditing, group membership and role change auditing, and application change auditing. Another feature, privileged user monitoring. Despite having unrestricted access to servers and data, privileged users' activity often goes unseen. With ADAudit Plus, you can leverage continuous privileged user activity auditing and user behavior analytics to verify that the actions of privileged users are all above board. Thus, you can monitor administrator activity, detect privilege escalation, and audit privilege use. ADFS, printer, and USB auditing. So this feature keeps tabs on activity across Federation servers, printers, removable storage devices, and more. Microsoft Active Directory Federation Services, or the ADFS, helps organizations provide users with single sign-on capabilities, making it easier for them to access systems and applications across organizational boundaries. As for the printer auditing, administrators can centrally audit, monitor, and view pre-configured reports. The reports contain time and date, name of user who printed, file name, number of pages, copies, file size, printer name, and server details for a better analysis. And then we also have removable storage audit. ADAudit Plus helps to solve complex Windows network challenge and ensures 24/7 monitoring with easy-to-view detailed reports of all file or folder changes, file read, file modified, and file copy and paste reports. The next one is where ADAudit Plus is known for, the employee time tracking software. It deploys an employee time tracker to monitor user productivity and attendance. It tracks time accurately, monitor remote teams such as employees who work from home, track administrator login activity, and measure employee work time. With this, you'll be able to manage overtime better, investigate failed login attempts, and find the rogue employee. Now, we're down to the last feature, file integrity monitoring. With continuous file access monitoring and automated incident response, ADAudit Plus, a file integrity monitoring tool, is your organization's best defense against internal and external threats to data security and integrity. So keep a close eye on critical files with file integrity monitoring, where we track every access to operating system, database and application software files, archived logs and reports, and other critical files, and verify whether the action was warranted. We also identify the events that require immediate attention, such as unintended changes to system files during routine system health checks, users deleting configuration files, and more. So we also drill down to the most important details of events in particular server or the activities of a specific user. So as I have mentioned earlier, streamline compliance with multiple regulations including GLBA, HIPAA, SOX, GDPR, and PCI DSS with pre-configured file integrity monitoring reports. We also ensure data security with real-time FIM software, where we receive alerts about sudden spikes in file activity, a telltale sign of ransomware intrusion, and execute scripts to shut down the infected machines and halt the spread of malware. We identify compromising file changes in the event of a data breach and share findings by exporting event details and generating custom reports tailored to your needs. So the user behavior analytics identifies an acceptable baseline of user activity and detects deviations to spot any unusual volume of file changes, potential data breaches, and more. So receive instant alerts about unusual activities such as file changes after extended periods of inactivity or during non-business hours. Investigate, remediate as needed, and reduce security risks.
Audit engagement. Since ADAudit Plus helps keep your Windows Server ecosystem secure and compliant by providing full visibility into all activities, our audit will focus on the IT department, and this includes the company's IT software. Part of it are Active Directory, Windows Server, file servers, Windows workstations, file access, and print access. In addition, employees and staff in the IT department will be observed and evaluated, including their time in and out, and check if they are authorized to access the company's data. For you to have more ideas with regards to the processes and procedures of ADAudit Plus, let's make an example scenario. Our group, will serve as an audit team and are asked to audit Company A. After taking into consideration, assuming that we accepted the engagement and performed necessary preliminary activities, we are now going to audit their operations, starting mainly with the IT department. As part of the audit process, here are some audit objectives. First is to evaluate the systems and processes that secure the company data. Second, determine the risks to a company's information assets and help identify methods to minimize those risks. Third, ensure information management processes are in compliance with the IT-specific laws, policies, and standards. Next is to determine the inefficiencies in IT systems that are associated with the management, and lastly is to verify that the users have authorized access to their server, including print access of confidential data or file, and observe whether employees are active during working hours. The next part is the list of audit procedures, and that will be explained and discussed by Ms. Angela Mangahas.
Audit procedures. As discussed by the previous reporter, yung ADAudit Plus is nakafocus sa apat na yan, which is Active Directory Auditing, File Server Auditing, Windows Server Auditing, and Workstation Auditing. It is our objective to protect user accounts, company systems, software applications, as well as other critical components of an organization's IT infrastructure from unauthorized access. Active Directory Auditing. First is audit all Active Directory object changes. Changes made to OUs must be tracked, as well as users, groups, computers, and other Active Directory objects with details, such as yung mga old and new values of the change attributes. Second one is track GPU setting changes. Yung mga changes na to is yung audit changes made sa GPUs and their settings, which includes computer configuration changes, password, and account lockout policy changes. Third, monitor user log-on activity. Pwedeng pagbasihan dito yung mga detailed reports ng user successful and failed log-on attempts. Troubleshoot account lockouts. Account lockouts must be detected quickly with alerts, and i-identify din yung source nun from an extensive list of Windows components. Gain visibility into privilege use. Dapat ma-monitor yung privilege use sa enterprise by continuously auditing privileged user accounts and maintaining a detailed audit trail. Last is audit hybrid Active Directory environment. Pwede mag-base sa single, correlated view ng lahat ng activities na nangyayari across hybrid environments with alerts para sa critical events. Second is file server auditing. Monitor file and folder accesses. All file activity must be tracked, including read, delete, modify, copy-paste, and move in real time. Detect failed file access attempts. Receive reports on failed file attempts to access files or folders. Third is audit permission changes. Dito, itrack dapat yung NTFS and share permission changes along with details such as their old and new values. Monitor file integrity. Easily detect critical events such as yung mga changes made to a specific file by a particular user or more with email and SMS alerts sa mga events na to. Audit file shares. Track every access and change made, especially sa mga shared files and folders in your domain. Kasama na rin dito yung mga details on who access what, when, and from where. Windows Server Auditing. First is audit Windows servers. Dito, i-monitor yung changes to local administrative group memberships, local users, user rights, and yung local policies. Track scheduled tasks and processes. Audit the creation, deletion, and modification ng mga scheduled tasks and processes. Monitor removable device usage. USB plugins must be identified as well as yung file transfer activities to removable storage devices. Audit PowerShell processes. Dito, PowerShell processes that run on Windows servers will be monitored. Kasama na rin dito yung commands na na-execute in them. Last is Audit AD Federation Services, which is also called ADFS. Dito yung report on unsuccessful and failed ADFS authentication attempts in real time. Last is Workstation Auditing. Audit log-on and log-off activity. Track log-on and log-off activity across your Windows network, and yung log-on duration shall also be recorded, and identify users who are currently logged on. Track user log-on history. Record every log-on activity, and also identify users logged on to multiple machines. Identify log-on failures. Track all failed log-on attempts with information on who attempted to log on, what machine they attempted to log on to, when, and yung reason for the failure. Monitor file integrity. Receive detailed reports on all changes made to system and program files. Measure employee productivity. Track employees' idle time and actual work hours para ma-ensure yung high productivity sa enterprise. Audit procedures when it comes to operating system. Since it is our objective to protect the organization's IT department, the auditors can perform audit procedures relating to access privileges and audit procedures relating to system audit trails, which is na-discuss sa Chapter 3. First is audit procedures relating to access privileges. Dito, mabe-verify na yung access privileges are granted in a way na yung organization can be consistent with the need to separate incompatible functions. With this, ma-ensure na yung organization promotes reasonable security. Second is audit procedures relating to system audit trails. Dito naman mabe-verify kung effective ba yung management policies and procedures para ma-prevent yung pagkalat ng destructive programs such as viruses, backdoors, and logic bombs.
Before ending our presentation, let me give you a bird's eye view of some features that ADAudit Plus can offer. Starting from where we heard about this software, visiting their official website, we can see an overview of what Manageengine ADAudit Plus can offer. The contents of this website were discussed earlier by our previous group members. As what we have said earlier, this software offers a free trial version. You can easily download the free version if you click the download key provided in the website. After successfully downloading and installing the audit software in your device, you are required to log in an authorized account. When logged in, the software will be in the Home tab. Here you will see the dashboard. This dashboard or Home tab is 100% customizable. If you don't want any information to appear on the dashboard, you can have that removed, or you can use and modify your own pie chart or a graph to get it set up in the dashboard. Next is when I click the Reports tab, you can see all the Active Directory auditing reports available under this tab. You can see the reports on users login, users log on, log off, account management, management group computers, and so on. These are all the reports taken on your domain controllers. The second one is the file audit. These reports are taken from the file servers. The third one is the server audit, which is directly taken from the member servers. You can see the first one where it says the file integrity monitoring, then the server audit report, in which it can also give you the details about changes happening on a computer, which include the process tracking, policy changes, system events, and you can also get the local log on and log off. For this presentation, we are required to show how the audit software can be used in an audit engagement by presenting audit procedures when transactions. So for the following slides, I will list down some audit procedures presented by our previous group members, and we will illustrate how we will use the Manageengine ADAudit Plus to perform those audit procedures. One of the audit procedure included in our presentation is to monitor user logon activity. So how will Manageengine ADAudit Plus will monitor user logon activity. So under the Reports tab, makikita natin na naka-categorize yung mga items. If we want to know kung sino yung mga nag-attempt mag-login, yung mga nag-failed mag-login sa ating system, makikita natin siya under sa user login report. So, for this transaction, we will gonna audit mainly ang ating employee na si Bruce McLean. So, makikita natin yung username niya sa first column dito sa pinakababa. Then, makikita din dyan sa tab na yan yung ating client IP address, client hostname, the domain controller, and of course, yung logon time na makikita natin included yung date and the time kung kailan siya nag-log on. So, nandito din yung ating analyzer details, the event number, and yung event type, the failure type, and yung failure reason. So, sa pag-audit ng ating user logon activities, masasagot na ni Manageengine ADAudit Plus kung sino, kung anong dahilan, kung kailan, at kung saan nagkaroon ng suspicious behavior within sa users ng ating systems. Next audit procedure is to monitor file and folder accesses. So, bakit ba kailangan nating i-audit or i-monitor kung sino yung mga nakaka-access sa ating file and folders? Of course, data is the most confidential thing na kailangang ingatan ng company. So, Manageengine ADAudit Plus will help us to monitor those who have access or authorized persons who can view the files and folders that the systems can offer. Matatagpuan natin itong summary ng ating file audit reports under the file audit tab. So, kung kanina, ang ating ino-audit lang ay si Mr. Bruce McLean, ngayon, yung transactions na to ay sasamahan natin ng 2 other employees for us to compare kung gaano kalaki yung agwat ng data nila sa isa't isa. So, within this tab, makikita natin yung username at yung bilang ng mga na-modified na nila, na-rename, na-move, and of course, yung mga na-delete nila. The third audit procedure is to monitor file integrity and audit file shares. The difference with this audit procedure with the prior audit procedure presented is that yung nauna nating audit procedure ay nagmo-monitor ng file and folder access. Di katulad ng ating audit procedure ngayon, malalaman na natin kung saan na napunta yung mga filed access na to. So, sa ating screen, nakapresent ang ating printer auditing reports kung saan may ipapakita ni Manageengine ADAudit Plus what files are being printed, what time they are being printed, kung sino yung nag-print, yung ilang copies, the pages, the printer name, and yung computer na ginamit sa pag-access ng ating files. This audit procedure would be the last audit procedure that we were able to illustrate with you. So, this audit procedure is to measure employees' productivity. So, how can this software measure employees' productivity? First, we were going to move to the Reports tab, and for us to know the user working hours, let us first choose sino bang employee ang gusto nating i-monitor or i-track. So, in this case, we were going to choose Mr. Bruce McLean. So, after nating ma-load yung data ni Mr. Bruce, makikita natin sa first column is yung name niya, of course, and then yung sa second column is yung when, which is kung anong date siya nag-login, kung saang server siya nag-login, and yung kanyang first in and last out. So, automatically, nako-compute ni software kung ilan ba yung kanyang active hours, idle hours, and total hours.
In conclusion, the software ADAudit Plus can be used in performing audit procedures, especially since this software monitors users' activity and can easily capture who did what, when, and from where it happens. In the past lessons, we were given the overview of the payroll procedures. One of them is that these procedures differ greatly among classes of employees. Different procedures are used for different employees such as hourly employees, salaried employees, piece workers, and commissioned employees. It will be easy to track expense accounts in the payroll process, like in the computation of salaries payable to employees. We can make use of the software to ensure that the computed amount is accurate to the records and it is verified in the system. As an example, let us take an employee's time card and using the audit software, we are able to know the exact time they are active, logged in, and logged out. Here, we can verify if the information in the time cards are consistent with the IT department to those in the accounting department. If there are any malicious modifications or differences, auditors can verify and recalculate if the employees are being paid correctly. On a final note, any remarkable information can be used as an audit evidence, and with this, the audit engagement can be performed. That's all. Thank you.